PRX signed Patmen and they became world champions. And it got me thinking, how in the world did Team Secret miss a cracked player grinding in their own backyard? Welcome to Sinistry, and today we're tackling a highly requested topic that you guys voted for a long time ago. And with stage 2 about to begin, I think it's the right time to bring this video about. So let's set the stage. If you know anything about the Philippines, you know that passion for esports here is on another level. And it honestly baffles me how Riot still hasn't considered doing an event in Manila. Like, come on now, Riot. But apparently, there's some kind of lingering stigma around it. And because of that, it's just sad days ahead for people hoping for a Valorant tournament here anytime soon. Anyway, we have lived and breathed this scene like our lives depended on it. From the days way before Lakad Matatag to now with Patmen's most famous words,
nice one, pre.
we've been there all the way. And just like how TNC was the face of Pinoy Dota, Team Secret carries the weight of all those hopes for the Filipino Valorant scene. So when a homegrown cracked player like Patmen doesn't just slip through their fingers but goes on to win a trophy for another team, that's not just a roster mistake. For the diehard fans, that's like watching Sasuke leave Konoha to join Akatsuki. We're all just left thinking about and what could have been. So with all of that said, we will be digging deep into the unknown. Did Team Secret pass on Patmen, or did he say no thanks to them? We will try to figure out how Team Secret managed to fumble the bag on a homegrown superstar. And let's be clear about who Patmen was. He wasn't just some random ranked demon. He was out there grinding for a long time already, making waves in the tier 2 scene. Known for his discipline, smart plays, and clutch potential. He was the kind of player Team Secret should have been falling over themselves to sign. Sure, you might say there will be a role clash with Envy, but I don't know. I think Envy is low-key more cracked when he's on the Sentinel role nowadays. But that's just me. So what was the real reason? The community has been cooking up theories about Team Secret for years now, and some of them are straight up wild. First, the money theory. Maybe PRX just offered a bigger bag. Maybe Patmen saw the offer and accepted it in a heartbeat. But here's the thing. Team Secret isn't just some budget org scraping by. They've got the resources. And of course, they got Pappy leading the way.
Hello there.
Oh wait, wrong puppy. While money is always a factor, this move wasn't just about who has the bigger offer. If it were, this would have been solved in one Facebook call and a Gcash transfer. Am I right?
I got dropped from a Facebook call, man.
Another theory is the scouting problem. Maybe they genuinely didn't see Patmen. Maybe their scouting system is just bad, you know? Are they just messaging their tropa, tara 5 stack G? And then there's the wild card. The stuff we don't see. Maybe it was a contractual mess. Maybe buyout prices were too high. Or maybe, just maybe, someone behind the scenes has more control than they should. The community's been whispering about it for years, and it's that there's been talk that someone not even in the starting 5 started having a surprising amount of say in roster moves. And it all traces back to one very personal connection. And we'll just leave it at that, because at the end of the day, these are all theories. When people don't get clear answers, they start filling in the blanks with whatever sticks. And the longer it goes unaddressed, the louder those stories get. And eventually, the theory becomes bigger than the truth. But despite all these mountains of theories, what if this wasn't some deep, sinister plot? What if it was something way more ordinary? Just in case you forgot, we're still trying to know the answer to Secret fumbling Patmen. But it's not like we have insider info or anything. Well, luckily, we don't need any connections at all. We just need to look at the past. Remember Team Secret's Stage 2 performance last year? They were on a solid run right up until that heartbreaking loss to Talon.
Uncle Jesse Bash, can you bring the team? No, you will be denied.
That knocked them out of Champion Soul. After that, Team Secret decided to keep the team together. And don't get me wrong, it made total sense to do that. Again, they had a solid 5th to 6th place finish in last year's Stage 2. So it's a no-brainer to put faith in this roster. But sadly, they had a rough showing at the kickoff tournament. And instead of acting immediately, which they probably thought would be too rash of a decision,
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
they told themselves it was too early to tell and decided to again stick with the roster heading into stage 1. And that made all the difference because meanwhile, Paper Rex got embarrassed by DFM.
Where were you? DFM have eliminated Paper Rex from kickoff.
And immediately went looking for a solution. They didn't wait, they didn't make excuses, and more importantly, they didn't let fan sentiment hold them back. Paper Rex were prepared to bench a fan favorite if the situation called for it. Because winning came first. It was a bold move, and yes, it could have backfired, but hey, look at them now. Masters Toronto champions. Team Secret, on the other hand, simply didn't act. To cut the long story short, Paper Rex was simply faster. And if you actually take a hard look at it, it's hard to point a finger at anyone or maybe even call this a fumble in the first place. Considering how well they played at the end of the season last year, and with how small of a sample size they have at the start of this season, it was completely understandable for them to have faith in that roster. And you might ask, what about now? Well, we all know their stage 1 was a total disaster and they finally made changes, drastic ones at that. They picked up good players. Sadly, it didn't include Patmen. So that's that. The answer might have sounded anticlimactic to some. Maybe people were hoping for something juicier, something tied to all the known drama around the team.
Where are they?
And that's why now, let's go back to all of those theories. Again, they're called theories for a reason. Don't get me wrong, I've looked everywhere. I've tried to confirm the drama, the nepotism talk, all of it. But I haven't found anything solid. No real proof. Just rumors and people running with them.
Can you stay categorical?
You are fake news.
Sir,
And if there's any truth to it at all,
I guess we'll never know.
that's just how this scene works sometimes. But on the other side, here's the thing. Can you really blame the fans? Team Secret has been in the league practically since the beginning. And yet, the only times they've reached the international stage were Champions 2021 and a direct invite to Sao Paulo. So of course, people will start theorizing. When there's no transparency, no clear direction, and no real communication from the org, you get what I call a narrative black hole. Fans are left to connect the dots themselves, and the vacuum gets filled with rumors, conspiracies, and drama. It's not always fair, and it's definitely not always right. But when enough people keep saying the same thing, it starts to feel real. Especially for those who are not checking the facts and just hear the noise and run with it. Heck, even I almost believed the nepotism talk at first. But I want to hear from you guys. What's your take on this? Do you believe it's real or is it just some chismax or chica from the Marites, whatever? You miss out on one rising star and suddenly the only way people forgive you is if you go all the way and beat the best teams in the world. And you know what? If prophecies are meant to be fulfilled, maybe this one from Victoria Cheng is the one that finally delivers. Maybe Team Secret really is next in line. Paper Rex already had a train, so if Team Secret somehow pulls off the impossible, what do we call it then? Do we call it the Secret Jeepney, bro? Sadly though, I think I might have already jinxed it before stage 2 even began. My bad. Okay, I know people were asking for the Patmen video and I gotta be honest, this is not it. This is more of the we need a video about Team Secret choking Patmen, which people have also asked for. Well, all I can say is that it's a good thing I made this video because I found out what I want to talk about in the actual Patmen video that would be coming next week. So if you're still down for that, let me know down in the comments. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you made it this far, magdala kayo lagi ng payo. Leave a like if you enjoyed, hit that sub button so you don't miss out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Goodbye.